When you see this video and you look at this picture in particular of Will Smith, you don't see a man that looks like he's in a happy relationship. He doesn't look like father knows best. He doesn't look like he's patient with his wife. He is upset, clearly. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Gavin Richard Presents, here only on channel GBoo2786. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you all are doing blessed and being safe. And let's get right into it. You guys, I've done a live stream about this before. But I wanted to do a video about this because this one was really irritating me a little bit. I couldn't wait to talk about this video and what I saw last week with this mess that came on. Now, those of you that already know are familiar with the story, and I'm not putting this picture up to make fun of Will Smith, but this was the picture that was captured by a lot of people during that Red Table Talk. And that interview actually aired last Friday, and it's estimated that 25 million people watched Will and Jada discuss their marriage. And you know what's funny with me? I have people that have been saying, well, you need to stay out of their marriage. You shouldn't be in the grown folks' business. Well, grown folks' business don't need to be out in the street, so why did they put it out there? If they didn't want to discuss it, they didn't have to discuss it on Red Table Talk. They could have gone to a freaking psychiatrist if they wanted to, or a family counselor, or kept it private. Now, when you have your August Alsina, who was in this quote-unquote entanglement with Jada, that's what she's called it, he broke the man code, because I definitely would not have said something like that, especially speaking to Angela Yee's ass. And that's Angela Yee is another story. I don't particularly care for her, but that's neither here nor there. We'll do that in another video. But at any rate, of course, she's involved in gossip. She's involved in gossip, and Alsina talked about how he had Will Smith's blessing to sleep with his wife. And when you look at this picture, let's look at this. Does Will Smith actually look happy? Does he look like he's okay with the fact that even if they were separated, the fact that Jada was just openly talking about this, where she didn't even look uncomfortable discussing it. But Will, from the body language I read and was looking at, he clearly didn't like doing this. And honestly, I think Facebook is the one that produces the program. They made them go ahead and do this, and they had to say something, because if they didn't say anything while August Alsina was talking about this, then it would have become an issue with them being quiet. But you mentioned all of this stuff out in the media and the press, talking about how you openly had sex with this 24-year-old who was your son's best friend. Let's think about this realistically. Jada Pinkett is 49 years old. Pinkett Smith. Okay, she's damn near 50. This was her son's friend who was gravely ill. Okay? And a lot of brothers I've seen, say that, well, Jada was being a predator. I don't know if predator may be the right word, but I certainly think Jada was looking for, wasn't looking out for this kid. I think she fucked him and was trying to get her groove back. I don't think she really, saw him as a life partner. She was trying to get a come up on a young brother so that she could feel good. Even though that this brother was sick mentally, because I think he suffers from some mental health issues. And also he had autoimmune disease, if I'm not mistaken, that was destroying his liver. So he actually had to get a transplant for that. So the brother has been sick. August Alsina. And as you look at this photograph, I mean, just look, she's open, she's got her legs crossed, what they used to call Indian style. She's sitting Indian style. She's clearly comfortable and open and talking about this, and Will clearly did not look like he was happy. And your Will Smith Will is worth at least $300 million. I don't know. They probably have a prenup there, but he probably does not want to get divorced because he knows that he's going to go from $300 million to $150 million if he didn't have a prenup with her. There's also spousal support, and there's also child support that he has to deal with. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Willow, is she 18 yet? If she's over 18, then he doesn't have to worry about that, just like with Dr. Dre. But, still, in the state of California, when you're talking about divorce and getting out of the house that you built, because let's be real honest about this, marriage is also a business arrangement. The reason why back in the day people married, families married off their daughters to families of their sons was because of their wealth and because of their status in society. That is a fact. That has happened. It's a business arrangement. And when I listened and watched the Red Table Talk, it sounded more like this was that they are in a state in their marriage where they're just cool with each other. Like I'm not gonna say that they don't love each other because that's the mother of his children, but I think right now at this point they're at that age in their marriage where, okay, this is it. We're in Hollywood. This is set. We got an arrangement. You have my name. Jada Pinkett Smith has Will Smith's name. Because if and Will Smith is a box office star, although he's not. His movies in reality have not been great over the last 4 years. The last at least 4 or 5 pictures Will Smith has been in. If you talk about After Earth, Gemini Man, those have been flops. Especially After Earth. After Earth was horrible. Gemini Man wasn't that bad of a movie. I actually enjoyed it, but it did not gross the multi-million dollars that we're used to seeing Will Smith. Because remember, Will Smith, after Fresh Prince, he left. After Fresh Prince, when he left that show, he did that because he wanted to pursue a career in movies. And subsequently, when Fresh Prince went off the air, you saw him in what? Independence Day. Independence Day was a movie that grossed over $700 million at the box office worldwide. Then after that, he's in what? Men in Black. That grossed another $700 million. And then you get what I'm saying. Of course, he had Wild Wild West, which wasn't that great of a movie per se. It was a flop. But then he had, countless other hits. He had Bad Boys, too. Bad Boys 1. Remember, he had that during the Fresh Prince. He has Hitch. He had Last Man on Earth. And he was able to command a $25 million salary, which I don't think, due to these last string of flops, he necessarily has that same drawing power. So, Will knows if he divorces her, he can lose it all. Possibly. Although, in truthfulness, Will can, I'm pretty sure, just based on his status, he can have a steady paying job. He's not going to be living on the street. But to go from $300 million to $150 million is painful to watch. And when you look at Jada, let's be real about this. Jada married Will Smith in I think it was New Year's of 1997 or 98. I think it was 97. Because it was right after that, she started calling herself Jada Pinkett Smith. And she started to get movies like Woo, which was awful. You've never really seen Jada Pinkett Smith talking about that leading a great movie. The only hit movies I've seen Jada in, she's actually been a supporting actress in. She hasn't been the lead in it, with the exception of Your Set It Off and The Nutty Professor. I go all the way back with Jada when she was on A Different World. I remember when she was doing that. And I remember, of course, she was close and intimate with Tupac. And someone showed me, I don't know if I can pull it up right now, but there's an actual letter supposedly where Willow is talking about how she wishes Tupac was alive so her mom could be happy. If it's a hoax, then I don't really want to talk about it. But I saw it, what they were talking. I saw that letter. I don't know if Willow wrote that. Someone said she did. Okay. And if she did, that tells me what they think of their father. That they don't respect him. Because you say something like that, I want my mom to be happy again. That means she's not happy with Will. And I mean, they admitted that in this 2015 when they were separated from the point of divorce. And I know I'm gonna see some of the sisters online in the comments talk about, well, we don't know what Will did to her. We don't know if Will was cheating. Will probably was cheating on her. That ain't the point. The point is that this was a kid that she was messing with, who was her son's friend. So now, I'm pretty sure for Jaden, that friendship is over because he had an affair with his mother. And on top of that, and it's also probably fucked the kid up in his mind, the August Alsina, because this is someone he said himself he was in love with. A woman who, even the most vulnerable, emotional woman, is not going to look at a young man like August Alsina as a suitable partner, and this is no diss to him, when she's in trouble, because she knows he's sick and he's got issues. So in a sense, I can see why brothers is calling Jada a predator. Let's not forget also with Marquise Houston got in trouble recently because he became engaged to that 19-year-old. Now, of course, and I had conversations about that with my girl, and she was like, this dude, he knows better than that. That's some sick shit. Because the girl is 19. But even though it's legal, now, it was legal for him to do that. They can be engaged. She's not a child. She is an adult. Even with some of the women with R. Kelly, my understanding, like your Jocelyn Savage and the other girlfriend, they all met. She was over the age of 18, 20. Now, yes, she's way younger than him, and yes, we've heard the stories about R. Kelly, but still, that's not a crime. But the outrage that you saw from that, you didn't see the same outrage on this. And, of course, he makes a few years, this August is a few years older than that girl, but still, this is just it. The issue is more, I guess, that this is not only a young man, but this is a friend of your son. This young man is a friend. August is a friend to Jaden. And one of the things I noted, she was even calling him by his abbreviated name. I have not spoken with Aug in a while. So she was very casual with how she described him. Just look at how she's sitting. Like I said earlier, she's very casual. Will didn't look like he wanted to be up there. So, men, what I would say to you is, please be mindful of the women you're dating and the women you married, because what you may be dealing with, especially if you get married to that person, to that woman. If she gives an inkling that she supports what Jada did and is thumbing up her, you might want you're going to give her a side eye. You got to be thinking about that before you put a ring on it. Think twice. But Jada, I don't think she can be judging anybody again. Don't forget what she did with Snoop Dogg. And by the way, let me see if I can pull it up. I'm going to pull this up. What's up? That's Sean James, of course. He was talking about this earlier. But let me pull it up right quick. Hold on. I saw it. It was on Instagram. If you guys saw what I'm talking about. Damn. He may have taken it down, but it was an Instagram post where you guys know what I'm talking about too, where Snoop said basically did the same thing that Jada did to him, where she said, you know, Snoop, when you talk to Gail like that, it felt like you were talking down to me, to my mother, to my sister, to my daughter, you know, emasculating Snoop Dogg. And Snoop Dogg basically had to tuck his nuts in and bow his head like it was nothing. He had to walk with his tail between his legs. But when I saw Snoop clap at Gayle King, he said the realest thing about Gayle that all of us had been thinking about. Because Gayle used her platform to shit on a dead man. And Jada wasn't even mad about that. I can only talk to you guys here on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. And I can only reach 300 something what people. I don't have the platform that Jada Pinkett Smith has, or Will Smith. But one step at a time, we're telling the truth. We're pushing the truth. We're serving the purpose here. One video at a time, and that's what I keep doing. So Jada, you can't judge for shit. She can't judge nobody no more. But this show has got 25 million hits. I was one of the people that watched it because I wanted to analyze it. And I'm pretty sure, you know, for a while, this stuff is going to start dying down. But I honestly think, you know, people are going to look at it a different way, especially with her. I mean, people are already, I'm not going to say that they can't come back from it, but people are side-eyeing this. There are a lot of people that are there are a lot of people deep down that are looking at this. Like I said with Snoop Dogg, I wish I could find that post because I saw it. I know it exists. Nicole, shout out to Nicole from Nicole's View. She even posted it, and I know she knows it exists because she had it. But I think Jada's the last. Like I said, moving on, Jada's the last person to judge anything. So that's just my 2 cents on it. But feel free to leave a comment. That's it for me, guys. Until we meet again, this has been another edition of Gavin Richard Presents here on YouTube channel GBoo2786. Please subscribe and like. Please donate to the channel. Donate to the Cash App, GavinRichardEsq. I will have that in the description box. You can also do Google Pay or PayPal. Guys, I am out. Have a good night.